Hello and welcome to the Narrow Gauge Railway Museum at Wenecja, which is to the south of Bydgoszcz in Poland. Now this is, I think, a wonderful destination for a motorhome, and it's also motorhome friendly, and for the mere cost of 15 zloty, which is about €4. No, it's even less than that. It's about €3.50 or something like that. You can stay here for the night, and not only do you get a place to park, but it also you get is an electricity hookup, and you get access to the shower. But there's no dump, but you could, I suppose, also fill up with water if you ask them to. So it's there's the electricity right there. You have to ask them to open it, of course, but it's at this really in my opinion interesting museum. It is the largest museum of narrow gauge railways in Europe, and this is on the 600mm gauge, built between approximately 1890 to around 1911, something along those lines. Narrow gauge railway because narrow gauges were easier to build, and here this is a lakeland area, which also means to say that there is plenty to do in the area. Now here you can see some of the trains. Now, as from tomorrow, the trains will be running along the tourist route, which, if you are here, you will have gone over the lines somewhere to get here, because all the roads, I believe, are crossed by this narrow gauge railway. Now these trains that you can see here, they're obviously they're museum pieces, because that's why they're in the museum, and this museum's existed since 1972, and this is just to show you a little bit of it. The level crossing hut, I don't know, there's probably a technical term for that in English, but I don't know what it is. And just to show you around a little bit. Unfortunately today there is a bit of wind. Now this is the 30th of June and it's been incredibly hot. But when it's incredibly hot, there's a price to pay. And today the price is a little bit of colder weather, but look, you see I'm still wearing a t-shirt, so it's not that bad. And this is just to give you an overall look at the experience. But what reason I've walked up here is because I wanted to show you the map of where we are. And I could have done it using Google Maps, but it wouldn't quite have been the same. So this is the area. So here, Wenecja. Now in Polish, Wenecja is also that place in Italy with the canals. So Wenecja, Venedig, Venice. And so I tried to find out how long it's had this name, but I suspect it was actually named after the one in Italy. But you see, you've got all these this lakeland area, and when this railway line was built, the narrow gauge is because of it's cheaper normally to build a narrow gauge, and you can see it's sort of bending its way around the railway lines, around the lakes. And this is for reasons of cost at the time of construction. But you can see you've got all these other things. Not only that, here at Biskupin, for example, there is it was one of the first, if not the first, or the oldest, I should say, human inhabited area that's been found, which is now in the territory of Poland. And so that's worth seeing. Behind me here there's a castle, and this lake up here, for example, is noted for windsurfing, and this is really well and truly off the beaten track. And just to make the points, there's the road to Poznan, and up there is the road to Bydgoszcz, and smaller place in Wrocław. So it's off the beaten track, but it's well within nature, and this is absolutely, in my opinion, the sort of destination that you'd want to come to or you might want to come to as a motorhomer. And there you see you've got this castle beyond it, which I think dates to the 14th century. Now there is a bit of wind, which I bet's disturbing you, but it's not normally this windy. To give you an idea. And what you can do also, you can, if you're coming in the summer, you can get on the train and you can go for a ride. Now normally it would be running, we're still in COVID times, so that is why it's not running today. But the restrictions on the trains are being lifted as from tomorrow. Why didn't I come tomorrow? It's because I've got a timetable which is being set up for me, and so that's why. Hey, I'll just show you around a little bit more, but I'm going to do a video in much more depth on this. And for those of you who speak Polish, and presumably that won't be many, but there is a far longer video, over 25 minutes in the Polish language, probably with a lot of wind, telling you more about this destination. And as I say, 15 zloty to get in with shower, with electricity. Really, it's I think it's really nice. In a way, I'm sad I didn't actually come here, spend the night here myself. But then again, I decided I was going to go to the town of Gniezno and have a little bit of a walk around there last night. So that's what I did. Right. So anyway, so that gives you a quick overview of this museum. I didn't take it all the way around, but I just wanted to give a little bit of a hint what it's like, so I can do a longer video. And yeah, it's great. Now I spend a lot of my time traveling around Poland above all, and also, I mean, I do, you know, a bit in Germany, a bit in Italy, Switzerland, Austria as well. But this is sort of my motorhoming world, my world of van life. And so therefore, if you're interested in doing this type of thing, then you might want to subscribe. If you're not interested, then you won't want to subscribe. Right, so thanks very much for watching. I hope you found that interesting, and all the best from Wenecja. And I'm sorry about the wind, but there's not much I can do about it until such time comes as I learn how to take it out. And if you know how to take the wind out of a video, then tell me, and I'll do it in future ones. Thanks.